Hi guys, this is Ken from TimeVisions.com, and we're here again for another video presentation. This one's a little bit different than our average presentation, however. Normally what we're showing you is simply a visual presentation of the watches we're offering. This is very different. We don't do a lot of what we call voiceover videos like this one, but it's a special occasion and very much worthy of spending the time to do a voiceover video. We're going to be announcing here today the relaunch of a great brand. Those of you who have collected watches for some period of time probably remember the Xoskeleton brand. They were featured prominently on some of the TV channels that sold watches next to brands like Invicta. They were heavily collected and very popular watches in their day. And then unfortunately the brand did cease operation. It has sat quietly, not producing any new models for some period of time now. And fortunately what's happened is there's been a new owner who's come in, has bought all the naming rights, all the inventory, basically everything, is complete control of the Xoskeleton operation. And they've been working diligently to bring new models into the marketplace for the first time in years. And they've done some very interesting things that really rekindled the excitement that the brand once brought to the marketplace. For example, they have re-engaged with the original designer who put these great designs to paper originally. So we're excited to be the first ones to bring these out in the marketplace. We'll talk a little bit about the positioning of Xoskeleton in the market. If you're not familiar with them, they're really considered a very high fashion watch. They're not necessarily everyone's top choice for an everyday wear watch. I mean, you're not going to probably choose an Xoskeleton if you're going to go out in the driveway and work on your car. These are watches that are probably best positioned as going out in the town, really looking your best, dressing up a bit. They're positioned anywhere from a nice restaurant date with friends or a special someone, all the way up to a red carpet trip. And there are quite a few celebrities who have chosen to wear Xoskeleton in the past, and I'm sure in the future as well. So it's an exciting brand from the perspective of having something a little bit different, something that is really a look at this type of a watch. They do have a big wrist presence. I think you'll find that and agree with us when we take you through literally all 10 models that we're going to be relaunching here today. Couple things about the brand in general before we take a look. The fit and finish of the new Xoskeleton is excellent. We've touched every one of these watches. In fact, we've been working for the last 2 weeks doing nothing but photographing and video producing detailed productions for each one of these new models. And they're excellent. The fit and finish is fantastic. The leather straps are tight. There's no play in them. I think you'll be impressed when you put one in your hands. Also, a lot of the brands you find today cut corners and do things such as they'll put in Swiss parts movements in their watches, and that's an interesting phrase. Swiss parts means that the movement or the watch engine has been produced by a company based in Switzerland, but they also have production facilities in other parts of the world. Thailand, Malaysia are very popular places. So you may, for a Swiss parts movement watch, find them produced someplace else, the movements themselves produced outside of Switzerland. That's not the case with the new Xoskeleton. They're all Swiss-made movements produced in Switzerland. The model we're going to show you here today, for example, are all produced by, the movements produced by Swiss Ronda in Switzerland. Also, these are going to be positioned as very exclusive watches. Not in terms of so much the price point. They're going to be accessible from a dollars and cents perspective. But we've all seen limited edition productions that have been touted in the marketplace, and you look at the details and there's 3,000 of them made. Now that is a limited edition, but there are 3,000 being made. So you may run into other people with the same watch. This brand is being produced in extremely small quantities. These are all numbered limited edition productions with the numbers engraved on the case back. And this model we're going to launch here for you today is going to be produced in quantities of 50. That's it. They'll never make more than 50 in these given colors. So, you know, the exclusivity factor is important to Xoskeleton. They want to make that commitment to the watch collector, and they're putting their foot forward. They limited their profit by committing to produce these in such limited quantities. But that will also keep the resale price very high for those of you who look to collect and care about the value of your watch over time. That's it for now. What we're going to do is move directly into seeing these watches in detail. So hang on, we're going to move over to a light table. Okay, what we want to do now is walk you through really the specifications of this new release Xoskeleton. And as I mentioned, it's a Superlative Star model. This is the first time that Xoskeleton has ever executed a Superlative Star on a leather strap. So beautiful, wide choice of colors. All the specifications other than the color executions really are the same between all the watches. And just to clarify something, I think I mentioned earlier that there are 10 new models included in this launch. That is correct. You'll see here only 9. We do have a red strapped version with a white mother of pearl dial and red gemstones that is not here. It was here this morning, but we had a customer who couldn't wait for Mother's Day, and so it's on its way to a customer right now. We are getting more of them, so not to worry if red is what you're looking for. But let me take one of these watches and walk you through some of the specifications on how these are built. Okay, the Superlative Star starts with an inner case, and you'll see an extension around that inner case which represents the outer bezel. It's a knurled outer bezel. It's attached to the inner case with these extension arms that you see done on this model in 18 karat yellow gold plating. All of these new Superlative Stars have a mother of pearl dial. This one is done in a beautiful, and I have to say relatively rare blue color. You do not see a lot of blue mother of pearl, but there are a number of different colors that are used throughout the series, and I'll walk you through each one of them. Each of these, as I said, is done on a leather strap, and you'll see it is very beautifully attached here. There's no play in these straps whatsoever. The fit and finish is excellent on the entire dial, entire watch construction. This is a genuine leather strap. It is done with a custom Xoskeleton buckle, which is a very nice detail done by the manufacturer. You'll see the Xoskeleton logo engraved in every buckle. The buckles, by the way, on all these different models are plated to match the color of the bezel. So you'll even see some of the models here are done with an eggplant plating, and the buckles are done to match that exact color. Now, I wanted to take a second to show you the crown of the watch, which is underslung underneath the outer bezel, and you'll see here that it is visible in the normal 3 o'clock position on the watch. However, I wanted to point it out because what's different is you don't generally see a bezel that's hidden, or excuse me, a crown that's hidden from the front of the watch. When you're wearing this timepiece, you're really not going to see the crown. It's easy enough to access and to change the time, but it is really a semi-hidden crown design. And each of these Xoskeleton Superlative Stars are engraved on the case back with a limited edition number. I think I mentioned earlier, each of these are done in each color is available in only 50 units made for the world. The entire production run has already been done, so no more of these will ever be made. So when they're gone, they are truly gone. But this is a 316L stainless steel construction, a Swiss-made Ronda movement. It is it's got a dial aperture, excuse me, a date aperture in the 3 o'clock position. Just to finish up on the specifications before we look at each individual model, The watch is built to a 41 millimeter diameter, and that does sound like a large watch for a woman, and it certainly is not small. However, as I mentioned, most of that diameter comes from the exterior or outer ring of the bezel that's attached to the inner case. And the dial opening of the watch is surprisingly small, 23.5 millimeter dial opening. And so it does play on the wrist quite a bit smaller than the nominal 41 millimeter case size would indicate. It does have a slightly domed crystal. Gemstones that are used are all lab-created topazes, and they're done in a variety of different colors. We'll walk you through each one of them as we show you each model individually. The leather straps are 10 inches in terms of, if you count the case in there, the whole length of the case and strapped together. The maximum wrist size it'll support is 8.5 inches, and the strap diameter and lug spacing is 18 millimeters. Our first new model up offers 18 karat rose gold plating on the bezel and the case, a beautiful brown, rich mother of pearl dial, a matching brown leather strap, and Centria cut topaz gemstones done in burnt sienna. Absolutely beautiful. This next watch uses also the same burnt sienna topaz stones, but now with eggplant or plum plating on the case. The mother of pearl dial is done in a white tone. Our third model up offers 18 karat yellow gold plated case and bezel, a white mother of pearl dial, and a royal blue strap to match. It also includes the same topaz stones, but these are done in blue Paraiba. Our next watch up is a classic color execution with a black mother of pearl dial set against a stainless silver tone case with white Centria cut topaz gemstones. Number 5 has a stainless silver tone bezel, rainforest green leather strap, and matching rainforest green topaz gemstones. This watch offers a two-tone case and bezel with 18 karat yellow gold extension arms, a blue mother of pearl dial, royal blue strap, and blue Paraiba topaz gemstones. Number 7 is a striking and dramatic color execution with a black case and bezel, black mother of pearl dial, eggplant colored strap, and royal purple topaz gemstones. This next model has a pink leather strap, stainless silver tone bezel and case, white mother of pearl dial, and baby pink Centria cut topaz gemstones. Number 9 in our new lineup is a very similar timepiece, the only difference being this one has a pink mother of pearl dial, which if you've never seen in person has some incredible orient. Last but not least is a new lipstick red leather strap design with a white mother of pearl dial and lipstick red Century cut topaz gemstones. It's a stunner. If you're intrigued by any of these new Superlative Star offerings, head on over to timevisions.com where you'll find much more detail on each model. We've produced a 2-minute and 15-second video production on each individual model where you can even see the luminosity in action. That's about it. This is a wrap for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe. Xoskeleton is back, guys. Get ready for more fun.